Okay. Hey, everybody. And hey, Kim, I'm so excited to be able to do this with you. I know that you've been following along for a little while now, and you've recently passed not one, not two, but three FTMO challenges, which is so amazing. And I first off just got to say, I know I've seen you in the Facebook group a lot, and we just really appreciate how you're always positive and helping other people. And so you're really awesome to have part of the group.
Yeah, it's man, that Facebook group, the community is just awesome. It's just everybody's giving advice and supporting each other. It's like one of my favorite groups to be in. I'm always checking in on that group.
I love it. I love it. And it's funny. We'll get into your story about passing the FTMO challenges and whatnot. But you sent me that image. We had met at a trading event back. I must have been a couple of years ago, which I didn't even realize. I didn't even put two and two together.
Yep.
So that was really awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I was like, you never know, when you go out there and meet people, like who knew? Like a couple of years ago, I met you, and that's just amazing.
I know it is. So tell me a little bit about your story. How did you get into forex trading to start?
So I actually had a friend a while ago years ago that started trading options. And he was telling me how he was making all this money in options. So I was like, okay, that sounds pretty interesting. So I started to look at it, and it was over my head. I was like, I don't understand it. So then I started looking at stocks. I started trading penny stocks a little bit. But, the thing with trading stocks, when you day trade, you have to have like a 25K account. And I just didn't have that type of funds. So it just kind of fizzled out with me. And then I don't know where I found forex, but some shape, form, or fashion it came across. And, it was like you could start low and the leverage. And I was like, yeah, okay. For the last couple of years, I've just been, trying to learn it on and off, for the last couple of years. But like I said, I mentioned to you, I don't know if I mentioned to you earlier, but it wasn't until I came across Blue Edge back in March. And the way you guys had laid out all the videos and the ebooks and the trainings, I went through everything. And I think from there on, I have been the most consistent, and it's like I really got it now.
Okay. So you went through the Edge Trading Academy to kind of get the fundamentals and whatnot. Is that what yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And so what's the journey been like? I know it's not always a smooth journey.
No.
Yeah. I can speak for myself,
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I've been trying to learn and trade forex consistently for the last couple of years. So I have gone through all the gamut of things that people go through. I have blown up accounts. I've restarted accounts. I've tried softwares and indicators and YouTube videos and all that stuff. So it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are like that. And myself, I mean, I think anybody that I've actually interviewed that has figured it out or become successful, I feel like they've gone through that same journey. So something started to click, obviously. Why did you decide to take the FTMO challenge, and what happened there? You passed 3 challenges.
Okay. So what clicked for me was reading the ebook.
Which one? The Edge Trading Secrets book?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
When you guys put that book out and you put that, you had talked about it in the video, and I went through and I read that ebook, and it just made so much sense. I was like, man, I said, I've been a part of the herd. That's why it's been like this.
Right.
Because I've been trading with the retail traders. But once I got the concepts of that book and how you guys explained it and begin to look at the market from that perspective, I was like, it just clicked. It just clicked. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Okay, so you were following the herd, and then this kind of gave you a different insight or different way to look at the market. Interesting. And so, tell me a little bit about. I know your husband had a big influence on you, and doing this. He said, "Go big or go home," or something like that. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So I told him. I said I had taken the trials. I had gone through the trial several times. I think I did the trials probably about 10 or 11 times. And I said I wasn't going to start until I passed the trial.
Right.
So when I finally passed the trial, I felt like I had, my strategy down packed, my psychology somewhat.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, should I just do one at a time and focus on passing that? And then, a couple months down the road, try to do another one. And he was like, you might as well just go big or go I was like, okay. I was like, all right. So I had to, okay. So it kind of worked out nice because I'm actually teaching from home. I'm a sixth grade science teacher. So I've been virtual since March. So with the kind of like with the winter break and before school started, I kind of, figured out what I needed to do, everything, setting up the VPNs and loading the FTMO accounts on all three. And I did a trial run. I did do a trial with doing all three accounts at the same time. And then I said, I'm good. And I let it go. So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's a great strategy too, that you took the trial accounts before going to the live account. I think that's amazing.
Yes.
You want to get that confidence, right?
Yeah. Because if something goes wrong, I think at one time, one of the VPNs went down and I had to call, email the company and do something. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I figured that out, and then if it happens again, I know what to do. So definitely doing like a practice run was helpful. It was very helpful. Yeah,
I love that. That's great. I think for anybody that listens to this afterwards too, I think that's great what you did there. Okay. So you go big or go home. And you set up three. Now, how are you managing that? Were you taking the same trade across three different accounts or what?
So I actually used a copier.
Yeah.
And there's several out there, but I used a copier and I made one account just the master account and the other two account just the slave account. So every time, a trade was executed in the master account, it just copied. And it was, a few seconds off. So they weren't all the exact same, but they were pretty much within $30 or $40 of each other.
Okay, good. And so I know a lot of people are probably wondering, okay, what did you do? What was your strategy? Can you walk us through a little bit about what were you thinking about and kind of what were you looking for and what tools are you using?
Yeah. So I've been using TitanX. I love TitanX. I mean, I've looked at I've tried a lot of EAs and softwares. If you look at my computer, my downloads, it's like, but this has been the most consistent. And I like the fact that it had the equity protection built in.
Yes.
Which actually saved me. Once. And I was telling my husband, I said, I know I'm good as long as I have that equity protection built in because I had it set. So I think I had it set on the 100K account. I had it set to 3,600. So I knew it would give me enough buffer if it hit to get back in the game. And which it did during the verification. I was in the middle of teaching and I was trying to watch and I looked up and I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, my trades are closed down.
So walk us through that. What was the emotions going on there?
I told myself, I said, I'm not going to try to trade while I'm teaching. And I had all my three screens and I was teaching.
Oh my gosh.
And I was trying to watch my trades. And I don't know what was happening, but the market just started moving. And I was looking at the trades and it was just going, and I was like, oh my God. And I'm trying to teach. And the next thing I looked at my computer and all the trades were closed out.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, uh-oh. And I looked and it had hit equity protection. But like I said, I had it set for like 3,600. So I was good.
Yeah.
So I just said, okay, I'm done trading for today.
Yes.
I'll give it time to reset tomorrow and I'll just get back in the game. So that equity protection was everything in TitanX. Along with that, I also used BSI indicator.
So after the equity protector hit, did you fire TitanX back up or did you switch?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I fired Titanbex up, kept the same settings and everything. I took a couple of BSI trades with the asymmetric compounding. Yeah. And it was like, shoot, done.
Yeah. There you go. So tell us a little bit about, with TitanX, were you running it on, a whole bunch of different pairs or what?
Okay. So no, I have actually been running it on 4 pairs. I kind of switch between pound, AUD and AUD USD, Euro Pound, and NZD JPY. I have it set for, I'm really conservative. I have it set for maximum levels 5.
Okay, gotcha.
If one starts to seem like it's getting away or it's just kind of doing its own thing, I might raise it a couple levels to like 7 or 8. But once it starts coming back down, I put it back down to 5. So I used it very conservatively.
Good. And where did you start the lots at? What was the starting lot?
For the challenge, I started at 0.16. I think I kept the multiplier?
Yeah.
1.02, 1.02. Very conservative.
Yeah. 4
pairs. That's what I did my trials on. I've never done more than 4 pairs.
Okay. Beautiful. And so then you took a couple of trades with the BSI. What kind of strategy were you using there?
So for the BSI, I started with using 1/4%.
Yes.
I really focused on Jeremy's strategy. If anybody hasn't watched Jeremy's interview and where he talks about his strategy, that strategy is so simple and it's very easy to follow. So I did use his strategy. I started at 0.25, and then as I took a couple trades, I moved it up to 0.5, 0.5%, risking 0.5%.
Yeah.
And then from there, as long as I was making them, I was using the strategy that, is taught in asymmetric compounding. Some of my lots are like, some of my trades are like 5 lots, some of them like 9, because the trade before, hit target.
And for your risk to reward, were you using a fixed risk to reward, or were you getting out kind of when it hits the next zone?
I was using, so for BSI, I was setting my stop loss for the most part in the middle of the zone. So once I measured it out for the stop loss, wherever I was at, if I was risking 0.5, 30 pips, that's how I was using the strategy.
And then where were you taking profit at?
Where the next zone was.
Gotcha. When it hits the next
zone above, like right at the line, usually where it prints the price. Yes. That's where I was either taking my take profit at.
Okay. And were you trading, I'm assuming for those of you guys that are watching that haven't seen Jeremy's strategy, we have a link on our YouTube channel, or it's in the Edge Traders Academy. But basically the concept is he's trading contra crowd. So against what the herd is doing, trading in the direction of the trend, and then waiting for some momentum to come out of a support or resistance zone.
Right. And I was pretty much using an engulfing candle. Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. Engulfing candle.
I love that strategy.
Yeah. It's beautiful, huh?
Yeah. That's gold.
Have you played around on the simulator at all?
To be honest, no.
Okay. Yeah. I guess you don't need it, huh?
I have not. I said I was going to, but I think I'm comfortable where I'm at. I actually just started my account yesterday, and I'm already up 1K. So I'm feeling good.
Wow. Beautiful. Yeah. You're doing amazing. So what does this mean to you now that, you're getting funded $300,000? That's quite a bit of money, especially for a 6th grade teacher.
Yes.
What does this mean to you?
I was telling my husband, I said, we're going to be able to do some things now. Yeah, but I'm excited. I've always felt like I love teaching. I've been teaching since I've come out of college. I love teaching the grade that I am. I'm in 6th grade science. I love science. But I've always felt like I would not retire coming out of teaching. Like I said, I've been teaching for over 20 years. It's been good. There's a lot of things going on, especially with the COVID happening now. And they're trying to, push us to go back into the school building. So there's some things that I'm not comfortable with. But now that I'm in this position, I feel like I got some options.
Yes. So I got to ask, because you told your husband you're going to be able to do some things. What are some of the things you guys are going to do?
Well, my husband likes to tinker and build stuff. So like we've been talking about getting a garage added onto the house. And it's just very important for us. The reason, I guess like when people ask you like why is your why? Like besides, making money and doing forex, it's really important for us that we have the financial means to take care of our parents, that are getting up there in age.
Sure.
I'm the only child. He has brothers and sisters, but I'm the only child, and I'm the only child, so it's just me and my mom. So it's very important that I have the financial means to take care of her, for as long as she needs me to. So so that's pretty much our why as our family.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's great. Well, look, I'm so happy for you. I've seen you so positive in the group, and you're always helping people. And I'm sure this video is going to help and inspire a lot of people too. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for doing this, and as well as congratulations. And we can't wait to just continue to hear about the story.
I know. This is so exciting, and I tell you, every time I see somebody, like I just clicked. I was like, well, let me click on here real quick. And I just see that somebody else posted that they passed. And I remember seeing people put up their certificates, and I would just be like so excited. I was like, yeah, that's going to be me one day. That'll just be like so happy for them. And, so like if that's you and you're in that position, just, stay positive, stay excited for other people.
Absolutely.
When you're excited, I kind of feel like the universe sees that on some level and is like, okay, I'm going to give you some of that. And I just felt like, that's what happened. When I saw a guy post that he had did 3 challenges at the same time, it wasn't in this group, but it was in another group. I was just like, I just never thought about that. That came from being in a group. So definitely stay, plugged into the group, because you just never know. You might get that one tip or that one piece of advice or that one strategy that just takes you over.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. You're so right about, celebrating other success. A lot of people, they look at somebody else's success and they say, why can't that be me? But
right.
When you celebrate other people's success, it's just magical how that energy comes back to you. So that's great. And that's why I love the group too. I mean, so many people are celebrating other people's wins. It's beautiful.
I remember when Tyler first started talking about it, and he was like, it's going to be a matter of weeks when we first, when we started getting our first people funded. And now it's like
it's almost every day.
It's almost every day. And I was like, it was just a couple of months ago, like nobody was funded. Now it's like, I got funded. It's just like, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's awesome. Crazy. Well, awesome, Kim. Thanks so much again. And can't wait to see the rest of your success story unfold.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.